Donc Roucas Toumba, les restants de Cabassol, c'est la cuvée phare du domaine, c'est mon haut de gamme en Vacqueyras, issu de vieilles vignes de Grenache, pour 60%, 30% de Syrah et 10% de Mourvèdre. C'est un vin qui est fait avec une sélection de mes plus belles parcelles, toutes travaillées en bio, et des vins qui sont élevés 1 an et demi en barrique pour les Syrah et un flux de 500 litres pour les Grenaches et les Mourvèdre. Voilà.
We are at the domain Roucas Toumba. That's right under the very famous Dentelle de Montmirail in Vacqueyras. It's a few miles away from Gigondas, not far from Carpentras, and of course Châteauneuf-du-Pape and Avignon, which gave its name to Châteauneuf-du-Pape because Avignon is the city where the Pope used to live when he was not in Italy. Yes, we had a Pope in France, can you believe that? We are tasting Les Restants de Cabassol. I will write it down for you, quite a complicated name, and that's really the flagship of the domain. It's a blend of various local red grapes, including Grenache, Syrah and Mourvèdre. It's a blend of different parcels. The domain is divided in small little parcels that covers all the types of terroir and soils that you can find in the appellation Vacqueyras. So it's a 2007, very exciting. It's a dark, still very young wine, so a hint of purples, pretty obviously. A very fancy nose because it's floral. There's definitely violet coming up, and then it's spicy. You've got this hint of garrigue. We're talking about like a herbe de Provence, so a little bit of thyme, and also a deep fruit, very ripe fruit. A trace of cherry, the black cherry. And again the violet, so it's a wine that is alive in your glass, so it's kind of a trip. If you smell it, you just get like a flowers, then fruit, then the spices, and then the flower again. Very interesting. The big worry when I taste one in this area is because the climate is so hot, and there's a kind of a trend for very big, big boys, big wines, full of tannin, sometimes very hard to drink. This one is not like that. So once again, for me, there's a hint of Burgundy in this wine, which is a good sign, meaning it's elegant, it's fine, it's really reflecting the terroirs. There's a very complex type of soils, and I think the wine reflects that. So it's mineral, and it's like I don't know if you know the French cake, a millefeuille, so it's layered. You've got layers of minerality, so it's like crunching into a piece of stone, but it's of course supported and introduced by a very elegant fruit. There's a long finish, and the wine is fresh at every level, right from the attack till the finish. Definitely a wine that could age a little bit in your cellar before you open it, but it's already drinkable, which is for me a good sign. A wine that is drinkable in its youth is going to improve in the future. A wine that is not drinkable when it's young, don't expect it to really improve over time, except maybe for a few of the very fancy Bordeaux's. But apart from that, stick to something that is drinkable when you buy it. And definitely this wine you could drink and pair it with lamb. That's the obvious match for this kind of wine, but because the wine is elegant, you can try some white meat, so a chicken, poulet basquez if you're into cooking, that would be awesome. Pork would be a good bet as well, and if you wait a little bit, I think that could be a perfect match for something bigger like beef. Very flexible wine that you can actually have as an aperitif because it's so elegant, from the aperitif to the dessert. This is the flagship of the domain Roucas Toumba, Les Restants de Cabassol, and the vintage is 2007. It's a fresh vintage, so we're lucky. The wine is full of freshness, and I'm pretty sure the domain is to be followed over the next coming vintages.